Hello and welcome to a new summary. Have you ever wondered why some people succeed at everything while others struggle despite their efforts? The secret isn't in luck or just talent, but in daily habits. Today, we'll talk about The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, one of the greatest personal development books of all time. This book has sold over 40 million copies worldwide and changed the lives of millions. 7 simple habits, but powerful enough to transform your entire life. Stay with me until the end, because the 7th habit is the most important and powerful. Let's begin. Habit 1. Be proactive. The first habit is the foundation for everything. Be proactive. What does it mean to be proactive? It means taking full responsibility for your life. Don't wait for circumstances to change. Don't blame people for your problems. And don't say, luck isn't on my side. Stephen Covey divides people into 2 types, proactive and reactive. The reactive person says, the weather is bad today, my mood is bad. My boss is unfair, my life is miserable. Circumstances control them completely. But the proactive person says something completely different. They say, I choose my response. I can't control circumstances, but I can control how I deal with them. Between stimulus and response, there's a small space called freedom. Freedom of choice. Think about your life. How many times have you said, I have no choice? The truth is, you always have a choice. You may not be able to choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how you respond. This is real power. Being proactive means focusing on your circle of influence instead of your circle of concern. Instead of worrying about things you can't change, work on things that are in your hands. The lesson: you are responsible for your life. Stop blaming others and start changing. Habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. Everything is created twice, once in the mind and once in reality. Before you build a house, you draw a blueprint. Before you cook a meal, you know what you want to cook. But in our lives, many of us live without a plan, without a clear vision, without a specific goal. Stephen Covey asks you to imagine something difficult. Imagine your funeral. Yes, your funeral. 4 people will speak about you: a family member, a close friend, a work colleague, and someone from your community. What do you want them to say about you? This exercise isn't for depression, but to make you think, what are my real values in life? What legacy do I want to leave? Am I living my life in alignment with my values? The second habit asks you to write a personal mission statement. What is your mission in life? What do you want to achieve? Who do you want to be? Write this on paper and read it every day. When you know where you're going, every decision you make becomes easier. You ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my goal or further away? The lesson: begin with a clear end in mind. Determine where you want to go before you start the journey. Habit 3. Put first things first. Knowing your goal is one thing, working on it is another. The third habit is about time management, but not just any time management. It's about priority management. Stephen Covey divides tasks into 4 types according to a famous matrix. Type 1, important and urgent. Like crises, emergencies, deadlines, you must deal with these. Type 2, important but not urgent. Like planning, learning, building relationships, exercise, prevention. This quadrant is the most important. Type 3, urgent but not important. Like some calls, messages, interruptions. They seem necessary, but waste your time. Type 4, not important and not urgent. Like mindless social media scrolling, trivial activities. Most people live in types 1 and 3, always putting out fires, always in crisis mode. But highly effective people live in type 2. They invest time in important things before they become urgent. They plan, they learn, they build strong relationships, they take care of their health. And by doing this, they prevent crises from happening in the first place. Prevention is better than cure. The secret is learning to say no. No to unimportant things, even if they're urgent. Your time is limited, and every yes to something is a no to something else. The lesson? Focus on important things before they become urgent. Plan, invest in yourself, and learn to say no. Habit 4. Think win-win. Now we move to social habits. The fourth habit is about dealing with people. Most people think in terms of either I win or you win. I take my share and you take yours. But Stephen Covey says there's a better way, called win-win. Win-win mentality means you look for solutions that benefit both parties. It's not competition, it's cooperation. The world isn't a small pie. We can make a bigger pie for everyone. At work, instead of trying to steal an opportunity from your colleague, look for a way you can both succeed together. At home, instead of imposing your opinion on your partner, look for a solution that satisfies you both. This mentality requires abundance, not scarcity. Abundance mentality says success isn't limited, there's enough for everyone. Scarcity mentality says if you win, I lose. People who think win-win build strong relationships and achieve sustainable success because people trust them and love to cooperate with them. The lesson? Always look for solutions where everyone wins. Real success isn't at the expense of others. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Most people don't listen to understand, they listen to reply. Think about your last serious conversation with someone. Were you really listening to them, or were you waiting for your turn to speak? Were you trying to understand their perspective, or were you preparing your response in your mind? The fifth habit says, before you try to explain your position, understand the other person's position first. Deep, real listening without prejudgment. Stephen Covey calls it empathic listening. Don't just hear the words, understand the feelings behind the words. Don't interrupt, don't advise quickly, don't say, I went through the same thing. When the other person feels you've truly understood them, they'll be ready to hear you. But if you try to impose your opinion before understanding them, they'll resist you and defend their position. Most communication problems in relationships, at work, in family, are because each party wants to be understood before understanding. Everyone talks, and no one really listens. Try this in your life. The next time someone talks to you, don't think about your response. Just listen, understand, ask clarifying questions, repeat what you heard to make sure you understood. You'll be amazed by the change. The lesson? Focus on understanding others first, then ask them to understand you. Real listening is the most powerful communication tool. Habit 6. Synergize. 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. It equals 3 or 10 or even 100. This is synergy. When two or more people come together and work sincerely, they produce something far better than what each could produce alone. Synergy isn't just cooperation or teamwork, it's something deeper. It's respecting differences and benefiting from them. You think one way and I think differently. Instead of fighting, we combine both ways and produce a third idea better than both. Most people see differences as a threat. If someone disagrees with me, I feel they're against me. But the effective person sees differences as an opportunity. Each person has a different strength, and when we combine strengths, we become much stronger. Synergy needs the other habits. You need to be proactive to initiate cooperation. You need win-win mentality to believe we can win together. And you need to understand first to respect others' differences. In family, at work, in any relationship, synergy creates incredible energy. Ideas flow, creative solutions emerge, and everyone feels valued and appreciated. The lesson? Differences aren't a weakness, they're strength. When we synergize, we achieve the impossible. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. The last and perhaps most important habit, sharpen the saw. Imagine a woodcutter cutting a tree with a dull saw. He works for long hours, gets tired, sweats, but doesn't progress much. Someone passes by and says, "Why don't you sharpen the saw?" The woodcutter replies, "I'm too busy cutting." This is what most of us do. We work hard, very hard, but we never stop to sharpen the saw. We don't invest in ourselves. We drain our energy until we burn out. Stephen Covey says, you have 4 dimensions that need renewal: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Physical dimension: exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep. Your body is your primary tool. Take care of it. Mental dimension: reading, continuous learning, problem solving, and writing. Your mind is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. Emotional dimension: building strong relationships, deep communication, service, empathy. Invest in the people you love. Spiritual dimension: meditation, prayer, reading inspiring books, connecting with your deep values. Your spirit needs nourishment like your body. Sharpening the saw isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. 1 hour a day invested in yourself will make you more productive and happier in the remaining 23 hours. The other 6 habits won't work if you don't sharpen the saw. You can't be effective if you're drained, tired, empty inside. The lesson? Invest in yourself daily. Your body, mind, emotions, spirit. This is the secret to sustainability and lasting success. Conclusion: 7 simple habits, but they have the power to completely transform your life. But remember, knowledge without application has no value. Stephen Covey himself says, to know and not to do is really not to know. Don't try to apply all 7 habits at once. Start with 1. Choose the habit you need most right now and focus on it for a full month until it becomes part of you. Then move to the next habit. Real change takes time, it takes patience, it takes commitment, but the results are worth every second. A more effective life, stronger relationships, sustainable success, and inner peace. If you benefited from this summary, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive all new content. And tell me in the comments, which habit will you start with first? Thank you for watching, and I wish you a successful journey toward a more effective life. See you in the next video.